Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a score system, which is going to be pretty easy to do. Let me just check something. Okay, yeah. So, what we're going to do is, whenever our character collects an item, he's going to get a point, is what we're going to do. So I'm going to make a new package called item. And then we're going to make a class, and I don't know what I'm going to call this. I'm going to say, well, I'll call it Blobium, because we're working with a blob, so. Our Blobium is going to extend the thing class, and we're going to import add constructor and add unimplemented methods. And again, we are going to use our destroy method with this class. The only class I'm going to tell you never to use the destroy method is probably going to be your character class. But gp.stuff.remove this. That's all we need to do to destroy this little thing. So we need a sprite. Go ahead and import. A lot of the stuff you guys have seen me do like 100 times by now, right? So you guys should know what I'm doing and so on. And again, I still haven't loaded this image yet. So we're gonna call it Blobium. Sorry if I'm going a little slow. I'm just trying to get this right. And I think I did that correctly. You should always check when you're importing resources. And actually, I'm going to throw something else in here. I'm going to say pb.update. And I'm just going to update our progress. And maps can take a little while to load, so you might want to update progress before and after those. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, hold on, we're doing this kind of wrong. I didn't realize this before. So in our loading manifest, I told you guys that the init method should only be used for things that you're loading right away. Well, I didn't really follow that, and I'm just noticing it right now. So our title is something we want to load right away. But all this other stuff we're not going to use until the game starts. So why would we load it right away? We're just going to go and throw this under loading segments. Okay, so, sorry, that's a really small detail. It's not that important, but that's how I do things. lm dot, oh, what do I call it, Blobium. Okay, and then mask equals mask. I'm gonna say 0. You'd think I'd get better at typing on this keyboard, but it just does not seem to happen. And then of course we need to step our sprite. Now I don't think we're going to add gravity to our items or our Blobium because that's not really necessary. We're going to have to render it. But we do need to check for collisions. So we're going to say for BBB is less than GP.size. Well, would it make more sense to do this in the blob class or the item class? Because then if we do it this way, we have to search for the blob like for every single item on the screen. Whereas we could go back and do it in the blob class and search for the items. Yeah, let's do that. That seems more time efficient to me. But that's just a minor detail. It'll work either way. So we are going to go down here. I'm trying to think of the right place to put this. And I'm thinking it's right here. So what we're going to do is for... Now remember, we're putting it in this class, the blob class, instead of the blobium class because it's just going to be more efficient. Alright, so for every object in our array list, we're going to say if gp.stuff.gets BBB instance of a blobium, we're going to say blobium gp.stuff.get dot. And we'll make a method to call. And we probably have to import. So we're going to go back to blobium and we're going to make another method. Yay! We're going to say public void blob collision. And so let's go ahead and pass the blob object into this, and that might make things a little bit easier for us to deal with. Well, yeah, let's do it that way. I like that way better. So we're going to say dot blob collision. We're going to pass this in as an object. Whoa. First thing we need to do is say if this dot mask dot collides with gp dot stuff dot get bbb dot mask. So this way the method only gets called if it's colliding with the item. So now we're going to go up to blob and we're going to say, I'm going to go ahead and make this public integer score equals 0. And then we'll go back to blobium and we will increment, increment b dot score. And then we're going to say destroy, because we want it to destroy itself on contact. And that should handle just about everything. So now we need to go to graphics, no, not graphics, our color map. Because we want to be able to create this thing in our map. So we're going to say else if red equals 0 and green equals 0 and blue equals 160. This is blobium stuff.add new blob. There we go. So that's pretty simple. And let's alter our map. So we're gonna go to source. Come on. And I'm just gonna open up Paint because I don't want to wait for GIMP to load. And we want to edit colors. And I'm just going to put a bunch of these everywhere. Then we're going to save. And then make sure you refresh your images. And let's run. Hold on. And we have an issue. Something's not loading correctly. The only thing we added was the blobium. And that should not be the problem. It must be our map. So let's go back to our color map. Well, that shouldn't really be an issue either. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so I know what happened. We were being careless. So, let's get rid of this. I was testing things. So what we need to do is your map should always be one of the last things that you load. Because what just happened to us is we tried to load a map without the proper images. And so we really should put these probably over here. And, you know, as long as you load your map should always be the last thing to load, because in order to load your maps, you need your images. And so that was our issue. So now when I hit run, I should be able to load. There you go. And there's all my little blobiums. And then as you can tell, when I hit them, well, we really got to change that jump at some point. You know, they disappear and you can't see it, but, you know, it is adding to my score. So let's make it so you can see my score. So let's go over to level 1. And what we're going to do is, this should probably be private. No, let's not do that. So we're going to go to our paint method. And if you haven't already overridden your paint method, you should do so. But, so, what we want to do is add the score to our panel. So the way this is going to work is we want the score to be written relative to the frame, not to the map. So again, we need to descroll our camera. And then we need to say g.setColor, color dot, let's go with black, g.setFonts, new fonts, we'll say Times New Roman. And when you're making fonts, make sure you always type in the font name correctly, because you'll run into some issues if you don't. And then we're going to make it size 16 probably. And then we'll say g.drawString score. I forgot my quotation marks. Score plus blob score. And then we'll say 50-50 for the coordinates. And you don't need to scroll the camera object at the very end of your paint method, because it's the end of your paint method. You're not going to paint anything else, and your camera is going to scroll at the beginning of the paint method. So that's not really something we need to do. I'm going to start, and there's my score. It's not in a great spot, and it moves a little bit. That's weird, but it does go up and it works. It's interesting that it moves. Huh. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, that's how you get your score set up. Is there anything else we need to do? Oh, well, you can change the position, I suppose. 20 by 20 might be a little bit better, because you really want it to be out of the way. But, you know, that's about it. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and if you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.